want to get going here. Come on, YouTube, you guys gotta be on it here. All right, YouTube is up. Great. LinkedIn, YouTube, going live like it's supposed to. Just looking at everything here. Looks like it's all good to go. Welcome back, guys. Justin R. Harris. The topic that we're gonna have today is exactly what you see. You worship profit margins. There's a downside to going live is you can't mess up. Or you mess up, everyone catches you hanging dry, right? So no, for this one, okay. All right. So you have to understand what profit margins are, first of all, right? And then not only understanding what profit margins are, which is not the same as just profit. All right, so I'll explain that briefly as I go through this topic, because these are real short and sweet. Before we even get into it, if you haven't already, go and like, subscribe, and hit that notification on the YouTube side, on LinkedIn for those. I got over 3,000 people and change on LinkedIn. And I know I've done business with quite a few of you on there. That's crazy. I was looking at that the other day. I'm like, some of these people, I'm like, who are you? I don't know who you are, but they clearly are in the industry and are involved one way or another. And I see you guys looking at some of the stuff I do. So thank you guys. I definitely want to say that. So without further delay, let's get right into it. We guys know we're following the Daily Drucker. Okay, Peter F. Drucker. Get that book on YouTube. It's in the description. Click the link, takes you straight to Amazon. Go over there and buy it and come back over here and watch the video and repeat, rinse and repeat. Just do it over and over and over. Get on your game for business. If you're not and you're like, you know what? I'm not watching these videos. I'm not saying you have to watch me. I'm not saying I'm a business guru. I happen to be the reading rainbow guy sitting here reading it to you. All right. But at the end of the day, you know what? Listen, we all build together and we tear down together. So if you're trying to build up and you're trying to increase on what it is that you're doing, then I suggest you start doing something different to make that happen. All right, real quick, let's get right into it. He says most business people are aware that profit is not the same as profit margin. I said that, right? So profit margin is multiplied by the turnover of capital. Right? Maximum profitability and maximum profit flow are thus obtained by the profit margin that produces the optimum market standing and within optimum turnover of capital. So through that, you understand, I hope, because I'm not teaching that. Okay? If you don't understand that, go back to Business 101. All right? We can't sit and play with that. So, all right, why is the worship of high profit margin likely to damage, if not destroy, your business? It not only holds an umbrella over the competitor, yes, because you're trying to keep them up to standards, it also makes competing practically risk-free and virtually guarantees that the competitor will take over the market. You're like, what? Well, how's that so? He gives an excellent example. He talks about Xerox, you remember the printing company, and Canon. Okay, so Xerox and Canon, watch this. He goes, Xerox invented the copier. In all of business history, very few products have been successful as Xerox copy machine, as their Xerox copy machine. It was a very phenomenal tool at the time when it first came out. But then Xerox began to chase profit margin, and here's why it's dangerous. It put more and more gimmicks on the machine, each developed primarily to increase the profit margin, so they thought. But each of the new accessories also increased the price of the machine. So, and what was probably even more important was each made it more difficult to service the machine. So if anyone was doing business or working or whatever you were doing, even in school, using the machines and watching the progression at the time, you would have seen that it went from copier to copying tons of papers, right? Reams, if you will, which is a full 500 sheets, right? Then it went to double-sided copies. Like it was just all these different things that it was doing. Then it was scan and copy. Then it was scan to fax, and it was fax. And so every single one of these things that came into play was a new upgrade in the product, and as a result of that, became more expensive to service, to replace. You needed more moving parts. The machine got bigger and bigger. It just got crazy, right? You needed technicians that had to go to school just to learn how to do this stuff, to get certified so that they can service your product and go back out there and fix it for you, right? So then Japan came out with Canon, all right? And they developed, which was almost a direct replica of what Xerox did. And the Canon model was simple and cheap, right? Easy to service, and it captured the US market. just shut it down. Now, I don't know if you guys saw that, but it was just like, hey, Xerox came down, Canon came up, and it was like, here we go. And honestly, it was a nicer looking product. It was smaller, it was more sleek, it was better looking in the office environment. And there it is. There's the turn of hands, right? The turn of tables at that point. So here's the action point. Is your organization guilty of worshiping profit margin? Sit back and think about that. Are you trying to get so far ahead that you think that you're creating a more competitive market, but what you're actually doing is pricing yourself out of the market? It's essentially what's happening. There it is, Business 101. No, it's just like in freaking 20. Fix this, come up with a more simplified solution and get back out there again, right? Keeping your costs down and your profit higher so that your profit margin over a scale of time is better. Make more sense? Thank you guys. Like, subscribe, get ready for the next one. Later.